a very special day. This is a video that a lot of you guys have highly requested. So I wanted to make sure that I brought this to you guys. A lot of people, especially the past couple videos that I've done about land and my husband and I purchasing land and stuff, a lot of people have had many questions. So I'm here with my lawyer who actually closed out the house for me and Hope, and I know has closed out for many diasporas, so I completely trust his advice, completely, like, he has everything. You guys are going to be very happy with this interview on answering as much land questions as I can that I've gathered up. So, why don't you introduce yourself, talk to the people.
Hi everyone, my name is Frederick Musiba, I'm an attorney at law. Also the managing partner of Freemax Attorneys, the law firm which is located in Arusha in Tanzania. You're welcome.
All right, so I'm gonna use my phone because I did not print out the questions.
Okay.
Let's just dive right into the interview. So the first question that everybody wants to know is, can foreigners own land?
According to the Tanzanian law, foreigner cannot own a land.
Okay.
It's restricted that foreigner to own a land in Tanzania unless it is investment purposes only.
Okay.
Yes.
And let's get into, so the only way foreigners can own land is if an investment property.
Yes.
How does that work?
There are several ways. Maybe you start a business in Tanzania by registering a company in Tanzania. The company has to be the private company limited by shares. Then from there, the company can own property in Tanzania.
Okay,
yes.
And then you would be the sole owner of that company?
Yes, because you are, whoever start the company will be the shareholders or the director of the fund director of the company.
Would you need a Tanzanian person in the company's name as well?
Not necessarily, because we have several types of company. We have private company limited by shares, but also we have a foreign company.
Okay.
So you can register for a foreign company in Tanzania.
And be the sole owner.
Yes.
And own land.
Yes, but you need to have at least directors or other member with you, because according to Tanzanian law, the company, specifically private company limited by shares, the directors or founders to be from 2 to 7.
Okay.
Yes, so we need to have another member with you to register a company.
Can those people be foreigners or?
Yeah, for the foreign company, it's okay.
It's okay. So you can have directors and assistants and stuff like that.
Definitely.
That's foreigners. It doesn't have to be a Tanzanian.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
My next question would be, is it something that's hard to get? If you have a company in America, can you use that company and register it here in Tanzania, or you would have to start a brand new company?
I think it would be better if you register a company here in Tanzania.
Okay.
Although the company from foreign, maybe from America, you can incorporate in Tanzania. But to make things easy, you need to have to register a company in Tanzania, to which it can be termed as a foreign company.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, do you know the exact law that prevents foreigners from owning land?
Of course. There is a law which is known as land law.
Okay.
Yes. Specifically Land Act, Cape number 113, revised edition of 2019. Yes, it's if you read between the lines from that law, you will see section 20 of that law prohibits non-citizen to own land in Tanzania. Yes.
Okay. This is probably more of an opinionated question, but a lot of people want to know, like, why are diasporas, like Black Americans and Black people that come from the West, why are we considered foreigners? Why don't we go into that category?
Because you fall under, you are non-citizen. That's why you consider the foreigner.
You see?
Everybody from outside of Tanzania is a foreigner to us because you're non-citizen.
So even somebody from Kenya would be non-citizen foreigner.
I will tell you what law says.
Okay.
The law say that non-citizen cannot own the land in Tanzania unless it's for investment purposes. Even if you're from Burundi, you're from Rwanda, you're from America,
South Africa,
or South Africa, we treat you the same because you are non-foreigner.
Okay, so
yes.
So it's not so much about you're a foreigner. It's it's not personal about your diaspora. It's about you being a non-citizen.
Definitely.
Which reminds me, I had someone who said like, oh, I'm Tanzanian by blood, but I moved to America, but I can't own land. And it's because most likely he has given up his citizenship.
Definitely, yes.
And if you are non-citizen, then you can't get land.
You cannot, yes.
I got it. So what if you are a diaspora, and let's say I decide I want to become a citizen and I could get my citizenship. Would I be able now to purchase land?
I think whenever you get your citizenship, maybe you apply to be a Tanzanian citizen. If you are a citizen, you can own a land. So long as you're a citizen of Tanzania.
So it's all about citizenship.
Yes.
Then.
First of all, you have to apply for citizenship.
Yeah.
Then you can go on with the process.
Once you get citizenship, you can now own land because you're a citizen. Because it's about citizenship. Okay, that makes sense. That completely makes sense. When owning land under a business, so let's say they say, okay, I want to do an investment business. Like what type of paperwork would they need to fill out? What type of visa would they need? Would they need residency plus the business? And if they were to come to you and hire you or hire a lawyer and say, I want to open up a business, what's the I know you can't say exactly, but what's the estimated cost that it would be to open up a business here in Tanzania?
I think because the type of business that you're talking about there, it's a registered company.
Okay. Yeah.
You cannot come here all the way from America to register a shop here, set a company. So for us, including the fees, legal fees, registration fees, it will take up $8,000 USD to $10,000 USD.
Okay, so about 8,000 to 10,000 USD dollars.
Yes.
Okay, so it's really an investment.
From there, once you register a company, that's a form of business that you are talking about. They will help you to get this working permit and residence permit as well.
Okay.
From there, yes. You asked me about the permit, which permit that you require.
Yeah.
I'm sure that whenever you want to come to Tanzania, you need to have a permit.
Right.
You cannot come here without a permit. I assume that most of Americans, they have a business permit or multiple visa. Tourism visa, yes.
Multiple.
We can start with that. So long as that you have valid permit.
Right.
Then from within the permit, we can register a company whenever, whether you have multiple visa. Yes, we can help you to register a company, then we go for working permit and residence permit as well.
So can you open up a business or get your business company with a multi-entry tourist visa, or you need to have residency?
No, you don't, because you won't have a residence permit in Tanzania unless you have a proof that you have a working permit in Tanzania.
Okay, so you need to get the working permit first.
Yes.
Then you need to get residency after.
Yes.
And
you won't get a working permit unless there is a proof that you have come here to invest.
Okay. How would you prove that?
Now you register a company.
Okay.
You have to register a company. There's some document that will show that you are a shareholder of that company. Maybe you own this amount of shares. Then from there, you have to make application for working permits.
Okay.
Yes.
So then with that paperwork, then you can prove that, and then you can have your company, and then you'll be able to...
From there, I think if you have come to Tanzania as an investor, I think you'll have to apply for the working permits class A.
Okay.
Yes, that's because you are an investor.
Okay.
Yes.
And you did mention something. You said you can't come here and open up a shop. What do you mean by that? Would you be able to have the company and then open up a shop?
It's it was just let me put it like this. By investment, I know that I think that you are coming to invest in a huge amount of money. Yes.
Right.
So I think it is possible for you to come and open a shop here, but it doesn't make sense that you are all the way from America. You come here to open a shop.
Okay, why doesn't that make sense?
It doesn't make sense.
Because I think some people have, like, I've had some people contact me and say, oh, I want to open up a pharmacy, or I want to open up a hair store and stuff like that. So what would be
that will be possible. That will be possible through company.
That's what I
Yes, it has to be from the company. Because,
from the company.
Yes, because when you're talking about the business registration, there is a business name. For example, me, Musiba, I can open the shop there, say Musiba shop. That's a business. That's not a company.
Okay.
Yes, but for you to get a working permit class A, you need to have a company with you.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I meant.
So you have to have a company in order to open up anything. So you can open up a shop, but it has to be under the company.
Under the company, of course, yes.
Okay, so
yes.
Nobody would be able to just come here and open up their own shop unless they were a citizen or something like that.
You can. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that, but it will be good if you come under the umbrella of the company.
The company, because then you have the protection.
Yes,
stuff.
because even if you apply for the working permit, from there is some requirement that you have to send a memorandum of undertaking of association of the company, not a business name, because business name does not have a memorandum of undertaking of association. It's only company that does those documents.
And it sounds like it might be worth it. I have a question.
Yes.
With the business company, can you buy a piece of land for yourself, for your family? Or does it have to be for the business?
No, it has to be for the business, because remember that the business is the one who buying the land, not you.
Right.
Yes, it's a business, because if we register a company, let's say ABC and company, company limited, and you're American and Tanzanian, the company will own the land, not you, not me.
Right.
Yes, because in Tanzania, the company is a legal entity. It can stand on its own. Right. Yes.
Right. So it's not like you can be let's say you have a company, an investment company, where you can let's say you buy 3 lands under your company, and one land you decide to open up a pharmacy, the other land you decide to open up a beauty store. I don't know why, that's what I'm thinking. And then the third land you decide to build a house for your family. That's not something you can do.
As I told you, the company can own land.
Yeah.
So even if you build the house, it will be the company.
It will be the company's property.
So long as the director stays there or not.
So no one can say to you, no, you can't.
So long as it's a company property.
Okay.
Then it's okay.
Then it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. I thought as long as you put it under the company, and the company technically owns it, but you own the company. You're the sole owner of the company.
Yes.
That you can absolutely live there. That's a way for people to.
You can live there. So long as the company owns that land or that property or the house, then it's okay. Well, you are the director. The company can buy a house for his workers or employees, including the directors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, to me personally, it sounds like it's worth the investment, because as soon as you do this, first of all, is this a one-time thing, or is there reoccurring? You have to update your company every 5 years and go through the fees or anything like that? No. It's just one time.
Whenever you register a company, you'll be required to pay once.
Okay.
But there are some returns that you need to file.
Okay.
Yes, I think it depends with the agreement that you are entering with your lawyer. But that's to just to make sure everything is on set. Yes, that's what you are. We call them annual returns. So you just file them every year.
Okay. Yes. And how much you think that probably is?
For annual return, I think it's not more than even about 200. USD?
About 200.
It's not more than.
It's not more than $200.
I cannot give you the actual figure. But
right. Of course, guys. This is all estimates. This is completely all estimates. If you do come to him, your price is probably going to be different depending on what you want to do, depending on the type of, it depends on the umbrella that you have. So this is all estimates, and I really appreciate you giving us estimates, because so many people ask me for estimates, and I'm like, guys, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you estimates. So this is great, but. For me, I think it sounds like listen, $8,000 to $10,000 US is a lot of money, but I feel that you get so much from it. You register your business, you get the registration, you handle everything. I don't take care of everything.
Yes.
You help me with the visa, you help me with the residency, you help me with the business and everything. It sounds like once
plus
you
that
do
money,
this,
we will be providing you company secretarial services.
You see?
That will be able to file annual return every year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it sounds like it's an investment, but it sounds like it's a worth an investment. Then you can buy land for your home. You can buy land for your business. It sounds like it's something that, you know, it's a one-time investment, especially if you think about it. All money at one time sounds like a lot, but then when you think about how much money you spend per year on something, you know, like this or whatever, it, you know what I'm saying, it adds up to the same amount of money. So, okay, all right. Now, with that being said, there has been a lot of information out there that says that in order for you to own a business, okay, you have to use a trusting Tanzanian, okay? Now, you just explained that there is a foreign account, there's a foreign company that you don't need a trusting Tanzania. So that's amazing news.
That's up to you to choose whether you can have a local partner with you, or you can incorporate it without a local partner with you.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you were to use a local partner, can it be any Tanzanian citizen? Does
Any
it have
Tanzanian,
to be?
yes.
It can be any Tanzanian citizen.
Tanzania, so long as he has a majority age. We say that they are from 20 years old and above.
20 years and above.
21 years old and above.
21 years and above.
Yes.
So he does not need to be a trustee company
Yes,
or anything like that. It can be any person.
Yeah.
See, that's what I
So
thought.
long as he's a sound mind person as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's what I thought, but I saw one comment that was like, you need a trustee company. Okay, so look, the lawyer is telling you that's incorrect. As can be any Tanzanian citizen.
It is correct, but there is other alternatives.
Right.
Yes.
There is also, exactly. Absolutely. Okay. Now let's go into, I have a big question. If let's say you're a Tanzanian citizen, what if the person dies? Do you lose everything? What happens then?
You don't lose everything. I mean, if the person dies, we know that he has dependent with him. Yes, so the property will go to the person that's depending, the dependent person, not the beneficiaries. Maybe let's say we have.
He has a son.
Yes, he has a son.
Okay.
Then the son can inherit a land or property from his father.
But what if the son is not 21 and above?
No, I understand what you are saying. Let's say, for example, you are married to Tanzania. Then, forbidden that your husband died. When something like that happens, the one who's surviving can inherit the land. Yes.
Okay.
Can inherit the land.
But what if you have problems with them? What if the son is like, I want to take over or something like that? But really,
no, I think because on that part you have to involve the court, because you cannot inherit a property without court give you order to do so.
And this is in the company I'm talking about. So you own the company.
No, we have now we have. I think we have. Different thing here.
Yeah.
I was talking about the property. For example, let's go to the company.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. In a company, yes. Somebody has
let's say a company that has two directors. And then one of the directors dies.
Okay.
Then the company will automatically cease in Tanzania, because one of the requirements of the company to be for the director, it has to be from 2 until to 7 people.
Okay.
So what if the company has 2 directors and the company, one of the director dies? Either you can transfer, because the transmission of the shares to another person, you can call.
So you can replace the person. That's my question.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. You can transfer the shares to another person.
Okay.
Maybe his relative or any person, you can buy shares.
Okay.
Yes. Or if you don't want that, then the company automatically will die, because there's no way that the company can have a single director or single founder.
So it's kind of better, because you get up to 2 to 7. It's kind of better to get like a third person, just in case one person dies.
Yeah, because no, it's what you need, because you will transfer the shares.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's a good thing about something like that happens.
Okay, you can transfer the shares. Okay, that was my question. I'm sorry if I didn't explain that correctly.
Okay.
I just wanted to know if you had somebody in your company and they died. Can you transfer if they die? The company is dead, so you can transfer. Okay.
Even if in a memorandum in that conversation you will explain it. In case of death, what happened? In case of anything, Everything is explained in that.
In the contract. So when you guys do the contract,
we call them memorandum and article of association. But the same memorandum and article of association, that's a constitution of the company.
Okay.
Yeah, everything
Okay.
that really regulates the company is in there.
Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool. So if your person dies, don't worry, you are covered. Your lawyer will make sure that's written in there. If somebody dies, you can replace it and stuff like that.
For example, one of the director dies in the company, and that director has his maybe wife, sons. We see that the wife of the deceased person will take over.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good. It doesn't mean that if the person dies, everything is over. No. You don't lose everything.
Because the company is a legal entity, can stand it by its own.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now I want to get into marriage. Okay. So if a woman is married to a Tanzanian man, or vice versa, if a man is married to an American woman, does that give them the ability to own land?
We can say that because in Tanzania, when you get married to Tanzania, every property that comes after marriage, we assume that to be the property of matrimonial properties.
Right.
You own them together, you and your husband. Maybe the marriage you want to work out. Maybe you asking for a divorce. Then you separate those properties. Then you distribute among you guys.
Right.
There is a there is a one law. There is a one amendment which allows non-citizen to own the land or to own the property in circumstances like that.
Do you hear this?
But it has to be from there.
Yes.
Yes, not from you are coming here and you buy a land. No.
Yes.
And even in inheritance, if your husband dies or your wife dies, then you can inherit a land in accordance with that situation.
And you can even inherit it as a non-citizen.
Yes.
See, guys.
Before that, there is a one argument that because they amended this law. Currently, I don't know whether it is in force or not, but there is some amendment which allows the non-citizen to own land on that because it's from his husband or husband.
Right.
Yes, I think I can recall it.
Guys, this is such an important question because I feel like
subject to Section 20 of the Land Act. An executor or administrator, I will explain you executor and administrator, who are they, shall not distribute estate of disease which is of the nature of the landed property to non-citizen entitled to benefit from the estate, except the executor or administrator shall only distribute it to non-citizen proceedings. They arise from the disposition of the property which non-citizen has the right to inheritance. I think you got it.
Yeah.
By the executor and the administrator with that's a will. When somebody dies, I think we prepare a will. And that you choose someone. You choose someone that you administer your properties. That's an executor. Then he has to go to the court to apply for the execution, so that the court knows that Mr. X is providing the property of the deceased person of Y.
Yep.
Yes.
I just want to take a moment for you guys to intake this information, because this is a comment that I've gotten a lot of times with the video that I posted about my husband and I always tell you guys, mind the business that pays you, because a lot of people have commented, oh my God, you guys are gonna get scammed because non-foreigners can't own land. And I always tell them that my husband and I, first of all, we're married, we're legally married. We're not talking about the marriages that, you know, you're my husband, you're my wife. Legally married. We are absolutely legally married, and the rules apply differently. But I feel like when I tell you guys, you don't believe me or stuff like that. So I'm really happy that we touched on this, and you. I
think I gave you the proper citation of the law.
Yeah.
And you have seen it. Yes. Even if, let's say, let us go in another way. Even if that you're not allowed to own the land, the person who will appointed as administrator or executive will send the property and they distribute you your part.
Do you hear this?
Yes.
So
Not necessarily that you own the land, but they can sell it and then you give it to your partner because
Right.
it's you are beneficial because
Right.
you benefit from your husband's properties.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna leave that as that. You know, he even told you guys the exact law. So whoever is telling you misinformation about if you're married to a Tanzanian, you are not a part of the land, it's completely incorrect information. The law that he just explained to you guys to let you know, you as the husband or you as the wife, you get protection, you guys own the land together as long as you're legally married, okay? So now I want to get into what about the children. So my husband and I, we have kids. Can we put our children under the land?
Definitely, yes. You can pass a land to any person that you want to.
Okay, is there an
Yes.
age limit?
Yes, in Tanzania you need to have 18, I think 18 years old to 21 years old for you to own land. From
Okay.
18, I'm not so sure, but from 18 years old to 21.
Okay, but
Yes.
can we put, let's say our child is born, can we put their name under the land, but then they can't get it until they're 18?
Yes, they cannot use it, and because we know that the person under the age of 18 is not an son person. He
Right.
cannot enter into
Still a
contract, he
child.
cannot buy
Right.
land. But for the protection from their mother or their parent or their guardian, of course, you say that a friend of next to kin. Maybe a mother can hold the land on behalf of his children.
Right.
Then whenever they attain age of 18 years
18,
old, you can give to them because
Okay.
the laws allows them to own the land or to own the property in Tanzania.
But is there like we have to wait until the child is 2 to write the name down?
No.
We can do that any
You
time.
just write a name, but you put your name as a guardian.
As the guardian,
Yes.
as a property manager.
Yes, a
Right.
guardian or friend of next to kin.
Okay, and let's say you own 3 different lands. You can put like, okay, one kid goes to this land, one kid goes to this land. Well, that's completely fine.
Completely fine, yes, yeah.
All right.
So
all
long
right.
as remember that you'll be the guardian of that land until they reach their age of 18 years and above.
Yeah. The next thing, which I'm a little familiar with this because actually we're gonna come to you to start our will very soon because my husband wants to have a will so that way, you know, God forbid he passes away, that, you know, you want to have that extra layer of protection to make sure that I inherit it and our children and stuff like that inherit it. So when you talk about the wills, I know that first of all, it has to be a legal document.
Yes,
You need to get a lawyer, right?
Yeah,
you
of
need
course.
a lawyer for it to be done correctly because
Not necessarily that you need a lawyer, but at least it has to. We encourage people to use a lawyer because they know how to prepare it.
yeah.
And the lawyer can, because for the will, you need to have witnesses with you.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's why we encourage people to use lawyers because those people
They'll have it done correctly. Now, there's been this big controversy fight thing about how I forgot the person's name. There was like a celebrity guy who he prepared a will for his wife or something like that, and she didn't actually get anything. Do you think that's because the will wasn't registered, it wasn't done correctly? Like,
No.
in what situations would that happen?
No, in Tanzania, let me speak in Tanzania.
In Tanzania.
Specifically, whoever write a will, and whenever you want to execute that will before the court of laws, the will be respected. That's why you have the court of laws. Whoever who does not respect the will, you can take him to the court because the will has already specified or explained that this is gonna get this and this is gonna get this and who will get this. Yes.
Okay. And in what ways, because there have been a lot of stories out there about, this woman had a will but she didn't inherit anything. In what ways can that happen?
I think it depends with which, as I told you before, we have in Tanzania, the law that's dealing with that issue is called probate. Sorry.
No worries.
I have to.
He came prepared for this. He got knows everything. I respect it.
Probate in the Administration of Estate Act.
Okay.
Yes. From this law, you will see that we have several types of the how to inherit. We have Islamic laws. We have Indian Succession Act. We have customary. For example, let's look on Islamic law. The Islamic laws are clearly provided that non-Islamic cannot inherit from the Islamic.
Right.
Let's say, for example, if someone is a Muslim, and then maybe yes, the Muslim he has some kids, and one of the kids maybe change the religion from Muslim to Christian. So if that Christian guy that Christian baby cannot inherit from his father because he has changed the religion. That's according to the Islamic laws.
To the Islamic.
Yes. But for the Christian law, that's which most of the Christian follows, that is okay. You can inherit because does not put a restriction. They will respect whatever the person who wrote. Yes, the person who wrote a will, whatever you wanted, that they will respect that.
Right.
Yes.
So, as I've told you guys when people were commenting about this situation, about the inheritance, first of all, these are Tanzanian laws. He can't speak for Ghana, he can't speak for Nigeria, he can't speak for other countries, but however, here in Tanzania, wills are respected, but there are certain guidelines. So most likely, if the woman or the man did not inherit anything, trust me, I tell you this all the time, that there are so many strict guidelines, and there's so many different types of wills, as you can see, that you have no idea the type of will, you had no idea the detail, you had no idea anything that the man wrote, you know what I'm saying? So
let me put it clear, we don't have a different type of will, but in that law, there is
different laws.
The category is that.
Right,
yes.
Not different wills, but different laws.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just have no idea what was written in that will for you to judge that situation. But according to your question, and we didn't know what happened, really. Exactly.
Yes.
You don't know what happened.
Yes.
You just know the media, what the media said. Oh, this woman didn't get what she got. But as you said,
because
maybe
you cannot forge. Maybe let us assume that she forged some documents. Then you cannot inherit.
Right. Exactly. There was actually, I just want to go back just for a second. So you said about the business. Sorry, I just thought of a question about the business. Yes. There's also an option if you want to own land to put it 100% under the lawyer, right? Like a trusting of the lawyer.
It is possible, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that out there. So. Okay, we're gonna skip 2 questions because you already answered them. Okay, this has been a huge thing on my channel. When you own a piece of land, do you really own it or does the government own it?
In Tanzania, the land is owned by the government. The state owns the land. But for you, yes. The government just give you, they will give you right of occupants of that land for the certain of period, maybe for 33 years old, 99 years old, from the 5 to 99 years old. Yes, that you renew it whenever they expire. That you renew. But the Tanzania, the land is under it's public property, vested into the president of Tanzania.
And can the government just come and say, we want our land back, you gotta move?
It is very possible.
Okay.
Let me explain to you that better. I mean, in a way that you understand. So long, because the land is the public property, the government can take a land anytime they want to. But it has to be for the development. I mean, it has to be for. Sorry.
This is question 11.
It's for the public purposes only.
Right.
Yes, for example, you have a land somewhere and the government wants to construct a road. They can take it. But what the government will do, that they will compensate you. They will give you compensation. That's law known as Land Acquisition Act. They will acquire it and then they will give you a compensation. Fair compensation. Even the Constitution has mentioned that the compensation should be fair. Okay. So you don't have to worry. You'll get whatever you invested there.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get even more because maybe you have a land, you have building the house there. Maybe they will come the valuer. They will just evaluate the property. they will give you more, whatever, maybe they will give you more according to the valuation report.
Right, because they may come there, maybe you bought it 20 years ago when the price was so cheap, and then now the value is more.
Yes.
And then...
And in addition to that, whenever they do valuation report, they will account even the trees around the area. So if you put the trees, they'll just compensate for the trees. That's why you get a chance to get more money, good money. But yes, the Tanzania, according to the law, the government can take a land anytime they want to, so long as they are for public purposes only. Yes.
Okay. And you said that you own the land for a certain amount of time. When it comes to renewing, can you run into problems?
No, I've never heard about that, because when the time of renewal is, just make an application to renew.
Okay.
To renew it.
But the application can only be denied if they plan on building something.
Sorry?
The application can only be denied if they plan on building something.
No, yes.
But then they would compensate you.
Yes, they will compensate you, no matter what.
Right.
Yes, but so long as you have built your house there, they will renew it, no matter what.
Okay.
Yes.
So
unless maybe you do something which is contrary to what they supposed to be done over there. On that land, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But you own it. That's the point. Is that
Yes,
you own it. Yeah. You own it. No one can come there and say
you have a right of occupants.
Right.
That you have a right of occupants. The land is owned by the government.
Right.
Under the trustee of the president. Okay. But you have the right of occupants. It's like you have leased the land. You are paying the land fees to the government. Yes.
So what do you say to the people who believe that in Tanzania, owning land is like basically renting out an apartment? What would you say is the difference?
No, it's a huge difference, because whenever you buy a land, you can build the house that you want, and even if you want to renew, you will renew it. They will never deny it, because you have just put you have invested there.
You've invested it. You've paid your money to own that land.
Yes. Maybe there are some circumstances which they will deny. I don't know. I've never come across with those. The person who was denied to renew right of occupants. But if you buy land, we assume that you're going to develop that land.
Right.
If you fail to develop that land, then the government will take it and then allocate to another person. You should know that.
And then what about the money that you've invested in buying the land?
They won't get it. Because what your purpose of buying the land is to develop it. Maybe you build the house and whatever. If you fail to build the house,
or
the government can take it because you failed to develop the land.
Okay.
Yes. You have to know
this is very important, guys.
Yes. So whenever you buy a land, you have to plan yourself first. Maybe to build or to do something. And the development is not necessarily that you build the house. You can even plant the trees there. That's one of the development.
Right. Yes. It's basically if you abandon the land.
Yes, the government will take it.
Like you completely abandon the land. You're not even building trees. You're not doing anything to the land.
Yes, the government will take it. Yes, it depends. They will give it to another person who wants to remove that place. That's the government will take it with that. You won't be compensated.
You won't be compensated. Yes. All right.
But when the government wants your land, or you have your land, they will what? They will compensate you, because maybe they want to build a road, maybe hospitals, schools.
Right. If they're taking the land for their reasons,
yes.
But if they're taking the land
it has to
because
be the public
of you,
reasons. It has to be
right.
the public reasons. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So the next thing I want to get to is the difference between registered land and unregistered land.
From there, I think I will speak very little. Registered land is any land which is surveyed, let's say. Surveyed, and you have a title deed.
Right.
As you say that for you have a right of occupants to which
right.
you'll be able to get a title deed. Yes. That's a survey. That's a registered land. It's a land that's surveyed and you have a title deed. Yes. And for the surveyed, registered, that's the land which is not surveyed, and you don't have a title deed with that.
Should people be scared to get unregistered land?
Yeah. because you don't know what is coming there. Maybe you buy a place where the government wants to do, they want to build a school there. Yes,
it's true.
Yeah,
And
because that's why we advise people before you are buying land, you have to do thorough research about the land.
And this is where a lawyer is important.
Yes, because you need to go to the municipal of that area, the municipal office of that area. You have to know who owned that land and how did he own that land. Yes, things like that.
So what if you buy unregistered land and then later on you find out that something like that happens or something? What happens? Would you lose all your money? Would you?
We can say that you have
You basically lost your money.
But you can buy. You don't have to afraid to buy unregistered land. But once you buy a registered land, then you have to register it.
Yeah.
Yes, because there is some other people that will go to the municipal office there. There is a department of maybe it's the surveyed land department. You can register. They can ask you to register your land.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Make sure that when you do buy unregistered
But
land,
we do encourage people that to buy registered land.
Of course.
Yes, because you know
you
because
don't have any.
even if to know the owner, if you go to the municipal office there, you will see who is the owner of that place because they have a title deed.
Right.
Yes.
And my question would be, what would you say the percentage is in Tanzania of registered versus unregistered? There's more unregistered.
There are more land in Tanzania than registered land. Yes, only in town that's most of the area in town they are registered.
Right.
But in the village they are all out of the town and non-registered land.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you get unregistered land, what would be your best advice?
When?
Yeah. So let's say the area they wants to live in is only unregistered land. What would you advise?
I think
them?
you should apply for the land to be registered.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the best way you can do.
Because if it's registered to somebody else, you're gonna see that.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that, and once it's registered and you have the deed and the title, you own it.
That's if that is hard for you, then you have to go via village leaders because they know.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I think the reason why a lot of people are getting scammed and all that stuff is because they're trying their best to avoid the process. You can't avoid the process. You have to go through the whole process.
Of course.
And this is why I think it's beneficial. Maybe if you're Tanzanian and you don't, you know everything, then maybe it's worth it to not have a lawyer. But as a foreigner, we don't know the rules here, and it's really important to have somebody like a lawyer who knows the rules, and don't use the lawyer for the seller. I remember our seller did that. They were like, we have a lawyer, and I was like, yeah, but we're gonna get our own lawyer because that lawyer is always gonna have the best interest of the seller. You need a lawyer to help you as the buyer.
Who's the neutral party?
Who's the neutral party, exactly. So that's really important. So how long does the process usually take to buy the land?
Buying a land.
After they found it and they're like, I like this land, and they come to you and they say, hey, I want this land. How long does it usually take to do the whole process?
I think for me it will take 2 weeks, 3 weeks because I need to do some searching to know to find out the real owner of that house and how the ownership of that the guy how he owned the land. Yes, for me 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
But for unregistered land, it will be even a month.
Yeah.
Yes, because
you have to really
go
dive
deep
in.
to know, yes.
Yeah, you have to really dive in. Another question would be, how do you avoid scams while purchasing land?
The only way to avoid those kind of things, you should do searching. And you have to get a neutral person as a lawyer or somebody who knows the area very well, then he will help you. But we encourage people to do, to encourage to our clients to do search before buying a land.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I remember when my husband and I went to go get land.
You came here several times.
We came here several times, and then also outside of you, my husband and I, we went to the schools, we went to the neighbors, we asked around on top of
we went with my associate.
Yep, we went to his house, we met his family, you know, we completely did a lot of research, and I tell people that all the time. A lot of people, they just hear the deal and they're like, okay, here's my money, and they don't do any research, and then they get upset at the fact that things don't work out, you know? So, now, with that being said, who should you pay during closing?
Who?
Yeah. So the seller, obviously your lawyer.
Yeah. I think the person who finds me, they will pay. Yes, because, for example, maybe as your scenario, you are the one who found me, I'm your lawyer, so you'll be paying.
Right, but I mean, like, who should the buyer, who should we be paying? Should we be paying the 15 people that show up?
No,
who should we be paying?
You know, that is a law contract. In the law contract, we have a seller and buyer. Normally, sellers give the money to, the buyer give the money to sellers. Only that.
So
you don't have to pay anyone else.
Okay.
You're just paying the seller, the one who's selling that piece of land. You're able to pay him.
This is so important because a lot of people, they hear the pressure from all of these people, agents and brokers, and the people who just come, somebody's grandmother, and say, oh, I want money, and then people...
You know, for the brokers, the seller will pay because it's okay. The seller will pay. You don't have to pay a seller unless you want to.
Unless you want to, you don't need to pay a broker when getting the land.
Definitely.
That is so important. And that was one of the things that we really liked about having you as a lawyer, is that he really put everybody in their place and was like, I don't want you guys in my office. This has nothing to do with you guys. Blaza, blaza. And he let us know that it was not something legally we needed to pay for. And we didn't. We absolutely didn't, because technically we really didn't use a broker. My husband and I, we just went into the area and was like, we like this area, and then we found out who the owner was, and then the brokers, they came later on. And you remember the day that we went to go do the measurements, there was like 15 people who showed up, and they all wanted to be paid. That is the seller's job, is to pay them, not you. So if you're coming there and this is happening, you need to understand that the only people who you need to pay out of pocket is the seller and your lawyer.
Yes.
Everybody else, you don't need to pay. It's most likely it's just a scam for them to get money out of you. And also for us, we have to pay the community.
Yes.
The community. Yes. So especially when you get land in the farm, in the village, when you first move in, you have to pay them just a one-time payment
for the development purpose.
For the development, so for them to have the schools and the hospitals in the area and stuff like that.
You're not paying them, you're just contributing your percentage to the development.
Right. Yes. So I'm moving into this neighborhood and I need to pay a little something, so that way it can go towards the schools and goes towards
because there is a law that they passed over there that everyone who comes to buy land should contribute something.
Absolutely.
Yes, then you have to contribute anything.
Absolutely. Yes. And it was something that wasn't just, when people are coming to you and they're like, give me money, most likely it's a scam. When we went to the community, he showed us the piece of paper that said, this is the law when you come into the neighborhood, and we got a receipt, we got everything, so it was legitimate. But other than that, you don't need to pay all of these other people and stuff like that at closing. You really don't. I just have 2 more questions.
Yes.
The next question is, how do you legally register your land?
The land is registered by the Register of Title in Tanzania. Then you have to make an application to register your land. There are some forms that you need to fill to register your land, and there's some payment that you need to make as well to register your land.
How long does it usually take for you to get like the deed and the title and stuff?
I think from the experience that I have, it won't exceed 3 months.
2 to 3 months?
Yes, it won't exceed 3 months.
Okay.
Yes, to register land in Tanzania, unless there are some cumbersome or there are some challenges. Yes, it will exist, but not more than 3 months.
Okay. And the last question I have is, do you need a lawyer to close out on land?
Yeah, of course. You need a lawyer everywhere, of course.
Witness.
For example, yes, in a witnesses issues, and you know, the lawyer is the one who prepare the contract.
Right. And
the contract to be enforceable by the law, it has to be witnessed by the lawyer.
Right.
For example, if things going wrong, then the lawyer will be the first witness to say that yes, these people came to my office and I prepared the contract, and I keep one copy as a reference.
Yeah.
And I have your copy as a reference.
He does.
Yes.
And how do you avoid like lawyers who say they're lawyers but they're not truly lawyers?
I think in Tanzania we have special program that know whether this person a lawyer or not.
So you can look up their licensing.
Yes. Yeah. So you just go there, you put his name, then you will see. It might be a lawyer, but he's not allowed to practice, and maybe he's not allowed to do law services at that time, unless he has renewed his certificate. Yes.
Okay. And then say, you know, for my subscribers who are watching, they're like, we like this guy, we want him to be a part of the process. Where can they find you? Can you give them a number, or where can they find you to ask you questions? And
I think I will give you my number and my email.
Okay.
Yes, my number is +255 654 248 148.
Okay.
That's my WhatsApp number and normal number. You can chat with me via WhatsApp. And my email is frederickmusiba72@gmail.com.
And I will put everything in the description below, so that way you guys can be able to contact him when you have some questions and you want to, you know, book him to get a piece of land and stuff like that. But just make sure that by the time you're at the process of getting a lawyer, you already have the land. So don't call him and text him and say, hey, I want a piece of land. Then you need a broker. But thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much. This was personally our lawyer, and we have come across some lawyers that's been a little shady, but we were like in such frantic about so many things, and as you guys can see, you're very knowledgeable and he knows exactly what he's doing. And I actually got recommended by a friend from him that closed out their land, and you just made the process very smooth. And the best thing that I would say about using him as a lawyer was that the process wasn't rushed. You have a lot of people who are like, we have to get this done, we got to get rushed just so that way they can get the money. And in reality, this is a big purchase. You know, you should take your time, you should do your research, you really should.
As we say, no one in Africa.
So thank you so much. Guys, please reach out to him if you are looking to getting a lawyer. Besides buying land, what other law do you practice, just in case? Like, do you do visas? Because a lot of people are interested in registering their visas.
Yes, we do employment laws.
Okay.
We do labor laws. We do land law. We do immigration laws, that is a visa. Yes, permit issues. We do litigation in a criminal and civil litigations. Okay. Yes.
So, guys, if you're looking for a lawyer, if you're looking for a lawyer, this is where you're at. And you're in the heart of Arusha, right?
Yes.
He's in the heart of Arusha, so you can come here. If somebody wants to purchase land in Dar es Salaam, can you do that as well?
Yeah, we can do.
So it doesn't have to be
so long as it is in Tanzania.
As long as it's in Tanzania, this is your guy. So if you want to do it anywhere in Tanzania, you can make it happen with him. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, we're finished. That's it.
Thank you.
If you can